There is a specific kind of poverty that has nothing to do with the balance in your bank account. You can feel it while sitting in a comfortable chair, in a heated room, surrounded by things you bought to make yourself happy. It is a gnawing sense of lack. It is the quiet, anxious voice that whispers, "This is not enough." No matter how much you accumulate, the container of your soul feels as if it has a leak. We spend our lives trying to fill this container. We chase promotions, we buy bigger houses, we upgrade our phones, we gather security in the form of numbers and objects. Yet, the moment we stop moving, the fear returns. We are terrified of losing what we have. We worry about the economy. We worry about thieves, both real and metaphorical. We lock our doors and we lock our hearts, convinced that our value is tied to the things we can hold in our hands. We live in a state of chronic defense, guarding our piles of stone and cloth. But there is an ancient story that challenges this entire way of living. It suggests that the reason we feel poor is not because we have too little, but because we do not know what we actually own. Let us travel back to a small, solitary hut at the foot of a mountain in Japan. It is night. The air is crisp and cold. Inside lives an old man named Ryokan. He is a Zen master, but he does not look like one. He lives simply, a hermit who spends his days writing poetry and walking among the trees. He owns almost nothing: a few bowls, a sleeping mat, and the robes on his back. One evening, Ryokan returns to his hut after a long walk in the forest. He finds the door slightly ajar. Inside, a thief is frantically searching the room. The thief is desperate. He is looking for money, for jewelry, for anything of value that he can sell. But there is nothing. The cupboards are bare. The floor is empty. The thief is becoming angry and frustrated. He feels cheated. He broke into a house expecting a prize and found only emptiness. Ryokan stands in the doorway. He does not scream. He does not reach for a weapon. He does not call for the guards. Instead, a wave of sadness washes over him. Not sadness for his violated privacy, but sadness for the thief. He sees the disappointment in the intruder's eyes. He sees the desperation that drove a man to rob a hermit. Ryokan steps forward gently, startling the thief. He speaks softly. "You have come a long way to visit me," he says, "and you should not return empty-handed. Please, take my clothes as a gift." The old master begins to disrobe. He takes off his only outer garment, the heavy robe that keeps him warm. He folds it neatly and holds it out to the stunned intruder. The thief is bewildered. He snatches the robe, terrified that this is a trick, and runs out into the night. He disappears into the darkness, clutching the old cloth. Ryokan is left alone. He is now naked, or perhaps wearing only a thin undergarment, sitting on the wooden floor of his empty hut. The night air is biting. Most of us, in this situation, would be furious. We would be shivering with rage, cursing the unfairness of the world, counting our losses. We would feel violated and poor. But Ryokan does not feel poor. He walks to the window and sits down. He looks out into the vast, clear night sky. The clouds have parted, and a massive, brilliant full moon is illuminating the world. Its light is silver and pure, washing over the trees, the mountain, and the floor of the hut. It is a scene of breathtaking beauty. Ryokan smiles. He writes a short poem in his mind. He whispers into the silence. The thief left it behind, the moon at my window. And then he adds a thought, full of genuine compassion. Poor fellow. I wish I could have given him this beautiful moon. In that moment, who is the wealthy man? Is it the thief, running through the dark woods with a stolen bundle of old cloth? Or is it the naked hermit, sitting in the cold, bathed in the silver light of the cosmos? Ryokan understood something that we have forgotten. He understood that true wealth is not what you can grab, it is what you can see. This story acts as a mirror for our modern condition. We are often like the thief. We run frantically through the rooms of our lives, searching for something to take. We want the result. We want the accolade. We want the possession. We break into the future, trying to steal certainty. We break into relationships, trying to steal validation. We are so busy looking for the clothes, the material objects and symbols of status, that we completely miss the moon. Think of the wealthy man who cannot sleep. He has millions in the bank, but he stares at the ceiling, consumed by the fear of a market crash. He owns the building, but he does not own his own peace. He has the clothes, but he lives in darkness. Now think of the person who has very little, but who can walk through a park in the autumn and feel completely overwhelmed by the beauty of the falling leaves. They pause, they breathe. For that moment, they own the park. They own the sunlight. They own the peace. The thief could take the robe because the robe was a thing. It was separate from Ryokan. Anything that can be given or stolen is, by definition, not you. It is just inventory. But the thief could not take the moon, and he could not take Ryokan's capacity to enjoy the moon. That belonged to the master's spirit. It was an internal wealth that no intruder could touch. We suffer because we invest all our identity in the things that can be stolen. We identify with our job titles, but a recession can steal those. We identify with our physical youth, but time is a thief that will surely take that. We identify with our bank balance, but a crisis can drain it. When we build our house on these things, we are building on sand. We live in constant anxiety because deep down, we know these things are not really ours. We are just holding them for a while. But there is a different kind of wealth. Let us call it moon wealth. This is the wealth of perspective. It is the ability to sit in a quiet room and feel the simple dignity of being alive. It is the capacity to taste your coffee in the morning and really be there for it. It is the ability to look at a loved one and see them not as a fixture in your life, but as a miracle. This wealth cannot be hacked. It cannot be lost in a divorce settlement. It cannot be taxed. It is yours because it is you. Ryokan's wish, "I wish I could have given him this beautiful moon," is a profound statement on the limits of material help. You can give someone money, but you cannot give them the ability to enjoy it. You can give someone a mansion, but you cannot give them a home. The thief ran away with the robe, but he remained poor because his mind was a cage of scarcity. Ryokan sat in the cold, but he remained rich because his mind was boundless. How do we apply this to our frantic days? We are not going to give away all our clothes and live in huts. That is not the lesson. The lesson is about where we place our trust. The lesson is about emotional ownership. Start by looking at what you are guarding so fiercely. What are you afraid to lose? Now, ask yourself, if I lost this, would I still be able to see the moon? If I lost this job, would the sky still turn gold at sunset? If I lost this status, would the air still fill my lungs? The answer is almost always yes. The essential things, the things that actually make life bearable and beautiful, are usually free and unstealable. Practice noticing moon wealth in your daily life. When you are stuck in traffic, instead of stewing in anger about the lost time, look at the way the rain hits the glass. That visual pattern is yours. It is a show put on for you. When you are walking to a high-pressure meeting, take 10 seconds to feel the ground solid under your feet. That stability is a gift. This is not about pretending that money doesn't matter. Money buys heat and food, but money is just the robe. It keeps the cold out. It does not put the light inside. Do not confuse the robe with the moon. Do not spend your whole life collecting warm coats, only to die without ever having looked out the window. There is a freedom that comes when you realize that your true inventory is internal. You stop walking into rooms wondering, what can I get from here? And you start wondering, what can I bring to this? You stop being the thief. You start being the host. Even if you have nothing in your hands, you can offer your attention. You can offer your calm. You can offer your kindness. These are assets that replenish themselves the more you give them away. Ryokan sat naked in the cold, but he was not a victim. He was a king in an empty palace. He understood that the world belongs to those who enjoy it, not to those who conquer it. The moon does not shine for the one who owns the land. It shines for the one who lifts their eyes. So, tonight, look at your life. Look at the piles of obligations, the lists of desires, the walls of defense. Step away from them for a moment. Go to the window. Look at what is there, shining in the darkness, asking for nothing, yet offering everything. The thief may take the clothes. Let him. He needs them more than you. You have something he can never touch. You have the moon. And as long as you have eyes to see it and a heart to welcome it, you are the richest person in the world.